Hi everybody, how are you? It's Marina here from Soul in the Raw. Today I wanted to talk about a very important topic. I believe it's one of the central topics in raw food, and if you just want to get healthy, and that is cleansing. So the reason that I want to talk about this is that we just passed a very important Jewish holiday. It's called Yom Kippur, and on this holiday you fast for 25 hours. So it's traditionally supposed to be a dry fast, meaning you don't eat or drink at all. And so I wanted to use this opportunity to do a cleanse. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about what I did. And I think it was very different from what a lot of other people do. And you can feel free to take elements that are interesting to you that will fit your needs. So firstly, I want to talk about why. Why do we cleanse and why do we need to do this? In my mind, the most important thing is when you cleanse, you change behavioral patterns. So you start to, if you were overeating before, you can change that. You can change behavioral patterns in relationships, in the way that you treat yourself, in a lot of different things. It's like a restart for your body. The other thing is, the traditional, maybe many of you have heard about getting rid of toxins and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of giving your body a break to heal itself from things like pollution and cigarette smoke and the bad foods you might be eating and stuff like that. And as a health coach, I think the most important thing for me is not just the food, it's also how you treat yourself and your body, and how you shift your behaviors towards food, and not just exactly what you're putting in your mouth, but also how you do it. And a fast really allows you to restart, to balance yourself, and to start over with the way that you're eating and exercising and just the way that you live your life. And it's quite incredible, the shifts that happen. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I did this. And I'm a huge believer in the fact that what I do or what someone else does doesn't fit everyone. And I know this because I've tried it. I've tried different styles of raw food that fit other people really well and might not fit me. So I really want you to take that to heart. A lot of raw foodists say this, and we kind of skip over because we think, oh, they know everything and we should follow them. No, you shouldn't. This is why there's health coaches that can help you fit the lifestyle to your needs and not just do whatever somebody else prescribes. So the way that I started, I did this for 8 days. I started with a water fast, which I tend to do somewhat often. Last year I would try to do it every week, once a week. So for about 24 hours, I would start the day before. So I would eat all day, and then I would skip dinner and just have water. And the next day I would wait until dinner that day to put anything in my body, so I would just drink water. And this is really easy for me. I'm used to it. If it's really hard on you, if it puts your body in like kind of panic mode, don't do it. I don't think that you should be doing it. But this is the way I started, and it actually made it easier for me to continue because it was kind of like, okay, restart. So that was great. And then for the next 3 days, I did no fats and no spices, just literally a lot of greens. I try to eat a lot of greens almost at every meal, and fruits and non-sweet fruits. So that was the purpose of that was kind of just giving my digestion a break, but also I was working and I was busy, so I didn't want to do anything very intense. And I think this is great. I think most people would do great on this, most healthy people. I'm not talking about diabetics or cancer patients. This video I don't think fits those people. I'm talking about people who don't have a lot of health conditions, serious ones. So you might be, you know, having a cough or I don't know, headaches, but not like things like cancer, God forbid. So I would say if you're pretty healthy, it's an awesome thing to do, to just eat fruit and greens. And the timing is very important, you know, the exercise is important, the water, and I'm not going to go into all that detail in here. And but that was great. And if you guys want some of the recipes that I made, please post down below and I'll be happy to do a video on that as well. So for me, salt is a big one. It's really hard to get rid of, and I'm sure many of you can empathize with me on that. So I was using a lot of things in order not to have salt or any spices, and that was just 3 days. And the cool thing is that it was also really helpful in helping me not think about food so much and not be so busy with food. So that's another behavioral pattern that fasts really break, which I think is great. It just helps you look at food as nutrition that you want to put into your body and not as something to be obsessed about, which I think I'm very guilty of and I'm still working on. And then afterwards, for the other 3 days, I did just green juices all day long, as much as I wanted, as much as I felt I needed. And on the last day was the actual Jewish fast. So that's actually my favorite day of the year, and I really have always looked at it since I was young, and I started fasting I think at 12 years old as kind of like a break from life. Which is really amazing because it's no technology, no electricity, and you just kind of hang out with your family and just relax. So I did that with no water, and that can be very hard for some people, and in previous years it was excruciating for me, really. And this time it was the easiest fast I've ever had. I had so much energy. I literally was telling my family that I want to go run a marathon or something. I was so energetic. And I think it's because of the preparation that I did. Another important thing I did was an enema one time of those 8 days. And if you're scared of them and don't know what they are, I'd also be happy to do a video on that, because I think it's a great tool and you have to know how to use it, and it's not scary. And I'm usually scared of those types of things, but it's a great thing for your health. So I really recommend that. And to make it a little bit personal, what I want to share with you is, for me, it really changed my perception on how much I should be eating. And you know, I was eating really large quantities, and it was making me feel really sick. And I kind of was thinking a lot about that, and I realized that I should love my body enough not to overeat. That is very, very difficult, and I think most of us are doing that in order to shut down other things. We're not doing it just because it's fun. Well, maybe some of you are doing it just because it's fun, but a lot of the population is doing it to shut down dealing with sadness, lack of control, just different things different emotions that we don't want to deal with. That is why I love working with food and people, because it's not just about what you're putting in your mouth, it's about the whole person. And when you overeat, you're not dealing with things, and that includes raw food. You don't have to overeat on junk food for it to be bad for you. If you overeat on raw food, you eat too much for yourself, that is a huge problem. And that creates toxins, and that creates a bad mood and bloating and gas and all sorts of things. And those are the things that I was experiencing, and I'm so excited because this fast kind of like restarted that. And I made a commitment to myself that I'm always gonna eat just as much as I need to and not too much. So I'm trying that out, and I hope it's gonna go great, and so far it's been awesome. And another important note is that after you're done with your fast, please do not eat junk food. that happens. Like, so many religions have these fasts, right, in them, and people just finish the fast, and right before and right after, they just overload themselves with junk. So what I did to finish the fast is I just had some coconut water and watermelon, and that was great, and I was full. I didn't need anything else. And if that is too intense for you, you can have a salad or something light, but don't overeat. Don't have junk, and don't wait for the moment, you know, that it's over. To just think of the day that is after the fast as a continuation. And I'm still very gradually putting in fats back into my diet, so I'm not like going crazy with fats. And yeah, I just wanted to make this video for everybody because I really liked doing this fast. I really enjoyed it. I had energy. I didn't really exercise. I was kind of like resting. Even though I really like to exercise, I was resting, and I was still working and everything until that last day. Yeah, and it was really great. And just please remember to kind of tailor it to your needs and to how you're doing on your health journey, and not do anything crazy, and not force yourself and, you know, get sick and feel really awful. So that is my tips for you. And if you want any additional information about anything I was talking about, please let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much. I'll see you probably in a week. Bye.